Hello and welcome to Mente de Madre Leona. Thank you so much for joining me here this morning. I wanted to talk to you today about planning your fitness and wellness goals. So I also, just so you know, this is also a blog on my site. So if you want to review what I've talked about today and look back at it, just go to mentedemadreleona.com. So if you are ready to get onto a path to getting well or to trying to get fit or maybe a further fitness goal, you've got to plan out how you want to get there if you really want to see good results instead of just trying to kind of sort of get there. And this blog and podcast definitely relate to what we talked about yesterday about not burning out at the gym. So some of these tips that I've found really helpful do overlap each other. So I apologize if some of them seem repetitive. And also, if you guys would give me some feedback, I would absolutely love that on my Instagram, TikTok. I'm also on Pinterest, just under Mente de Madre Leona. If you're new here, just quick background. My name is Christina, and this blog, podcast, and so on and so forth is named after my great-grandmother, Leona. And of course, Leona is Spanish for lion. And so this is Thoughts of a Mother Lion or Lioness. And I really hope to motivate you to pursue your passions by releasing your inner lioness, your inner strength, to get you to those places that you dream about in your mind that you have the ability to get to when you just capture that strength, whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. And we as women are so strong, and we've got to remember that. And I think that in today's world, it's easy for us to begin to believe that being a woman is not so empowering and it's not so strong. And we almost just feel like just having babies is just run of the mill, and it's not. We bring life to this world. It's amazing. We are amazing creatures, and we have so much to give and so much to offer, but we also have to remember to give back to ourselves and to give ourselves the use of our own strength and our own courage to pursue the things that make us happy, those passions, because when we are happy and motivated and fulfilled, we can be really exceptional mothers and wives and caretakers and friends and sisters and daughters and so on and so forth. So let's get back to talking about the topic at hand today. So planning those wellness and fitness goals. So what is your end goal? To be healthier, to lose weight, to gain strength. Maybe it's to no longer rely on medication. The possibilities are so endless of what you may be searching for. Remember that this is your body and your life. And so when you make the decision to pursue what you want, it's so awesome. And you don't have to be held captive by, say, genetics or family history or your past. Maybe you feel like, I've tried everything to get in shape or get fit and it's never worked. Don't let that hold you back. Motivate yourself with that this time you will follow through. Maybe you have a long family history of cancer, heart disease, diabetes, whatever it may be. Don't let that hold you back. Let that be your motivator that you are going to break the cycle, that it's not going to be you anymore, because more and more people are waking up today to realizing that we don't have to believe this. It is not always the case. There are cases where some genetics are just really hard on our bodies. But for a lot of us, by getting fit, by cutting out massive amounts of sugar, by drinking clean water, and so on and so forth, we can change our outcome. We can choose to have a better future than our families have had in the past because we have learned different. Remember that as you set goals for your wellness and fitness path, that these can and will likely change and evolve as you progress down your path. I was talking about this yesterday. So that being said, don't stress over on what your goal is today. Make those goals now, but don't stress and think, I can't ever change this. I've got to be just committed to this one goal. No, you might start out doing one thing and progress into something completely different. My example to you yesterday was that when I first started to the gym, it was genuinely just to lose some baby weight. And now that goal has completely changed to becoming the strongest woman that I possibly can become with my body type. And so your goals may change completely as you reach different milestones and as you are exposed to different ideas and different people and different scenarios. You may decide to go in a different direction. And that is awesome as your mind opens up, that you can move forward into new and exciting directions along your path. So I wanted to give you my tips, because before you can go down any path on any journey, you first have to map out how you're going to get there and get to that desired end goal. So number one, first start out with your measurements. If you're wanting to go through a fitness or a wellness routine, because if you're trying to get on a wellness routine, you are likely going to have some changes in your body composition, just as you would in the gym. Your eating is just as important as going to the gym. So measure your arms, your bust, your waist, your thighs, your calves. Dig out that measuring tape out of the sewing kit, or get one of the little ones they have at, the dollar store or on Amazon. I know this part sucks. I hated this part. I didn't want to face the truth of where I was at, because after the birth of my last child, my third child, I was not happy with where I was at. But I'm so glad that I did, because I can see how far I've come. Not just with becoming healthier with my eating again, and it's also with my exercise. Now, I will make one caveat that I didn't make yesterday. If you start strength training, make sure that you've got those pictures at hand, because I never would have guessed in my life that I would be so happy that my thighs would have decreased in size and now massively increased in size. My waist has increased in size, but it is 100% muscle. So if I was relying only on muscle or just on the measuring tape measurements, I would think, oh my gosh, I am putting on so much weight. But because I have pictures, and obviously I can feel how much stronger I am, I can see how much stronger I am, but I'm also able to look back at some of my before pictures and say, wow, I look nothing like I did before. So that brings me to number 2. Make sure that you take your selfies, especially of your face, because your face oftentimes will show changes in your appearance so much faster than the rest of your body. Especially if you have any skin problems, a lot of times those will start to decrease and become a lot better as you progress on a wellness path. Especially if you're in the gym too, you will also see, your face can, as it slims down, it can also become more muscular looking, and you see a lot more radiance from your skin. So it's super, super awesome. The pictures are not going to hide the truth. So you can look back and encourage yourself on those days where you're feeling like, hey, maybe I haven't made as much progress as I want to. So number 3, measuring your weight, BMI, body fat, visceral fat, etc. So this is major. Smart scales are super widely used and available today. I just briefly touched on this yesterday. They do work with your smartphone. This really confused me at first when I got my very first one. You download the app. It seems on a lot of these scales, the apps are the same for different scales. So don't let that confuse you if you happen to buy 2 or 3 different scales, as I did because I was traveling so much. That one scale and another scale could use the same app, even though the scales were different brands. So you enter your measurements and hop on it, and it's going to read so much more than just your weight, because your weight is not the beginning and not the end. It is going to read your body mass index. It's going to read your body fat percentage, your water, your muscle mass, your visceral fat, your BMR. It's going to tell you about what it thinks your age is also, because as you change your fitness and wellness, it may increase or decrease. So this is a window into your health that you can't get with just a standard scale. And these smart scales are generally around $20, give or take. On my blog, I have linked the one that I have been using for a long time that I really like. So if you just want a quick little pin of where to get it off of Amazon with free shipping, just click it right there. But there are a tremendous amount of them to choose from. The other awesome thing is that you can track over time. It keeps your history. So if you weigh every day, every week, every month, whatever it is, it will track your history. So you can go back over years and track yourself. So when I first got one of these scales, it's been 4 or 5 years now. I didn't really know what I had ordered. I think I just was like, well, whatever that is, let's try it out. This was back when I was deep into ketosis. It was before I had gotten into intermittent fasting hardcore. So I got the scale, downloaded the app, didn't really understand what I was doing, got on it, and I was shocked because my visceral fat level was in the obese category. It was in the danger zone. And I'm 5'5", and at the time I was probably around 123 pounds, somewhere in there. So I thought, I'm skinny. I have nothing to worry about. And that was a massive wake-up call, because I, in my past, have known people who have been in their 40s, looked so healthy. They were active. They weren't, going to the gym and working out, but they were active people. Maybe they jogged the neighborhood and stuff like that. But I had one friend that just almost died of a massive heart attack. And another friend had a massive stroke. Both of them were in their 40s. The one that had the stroke never recovered. The one that had the heart attack only survived because the neighbor was a cardiologist and just happened to see him fall down having a heart attack. That was the only reason. So, if that can happen to people who look fit on the outside, who appear to be healthy, we've got to start thinking about what is going on inside. And these little $20 scales can let us know what is going on our inside. So when I saw that I had a visceral fat level that was in a very high place, even though I wore a very small size and I didn't think that I needed to lose any weight, I saw that that was in a very bad place, and I too could be having heart disease or diabetes or any of these other illnesses. Additionally, my body fat percentage was way up there, and I had very, very little muscle. So this woke me up to what I needed to do before I had my son. And this is when I got on my fast track to intermittent fasting. But I will save that for another day. But my point is these smart scales allow you to get a realistic picture of your health. Do yourself a favor and get one. Actually, the one I've got linked on here is $16.99. So just check it out. Okay, so number 4, set a big end goal. This may seem beyond impossible or an incredibly long road when you are beginning. But remember, it's your life, so go for it. No one else can do it for you. And when your time comes, do you want to look back and think like, oh, well, I just didn't ever go for it? Or do you want to at least have tried? And if you at least have tried, maybe you fail, but maybe you learn more and you do it again and you do better and you do it again. And sometimes it takes numerous failures along our wellness path and our fitness path before we find success. And that has definitely been my story. And that's why I hope to share so many of the things that I have learned over the years so that you don't have to make as many mistakes as I have made. Number 5, set incremental goals to get to your big end goal. That was number 4. So these smaller goals may be daily, weekly, or monthly. And these goals allow you to hit points along your path. Hitting these goals gives you confidence and motivation to continue towards your larger goal. So smaller goals may be just things like lowering your body fat percentage by 0.5% a month, or taking daily walks just to start getting you moving. Before I went back to the gym this time, I decided I needed to start getting strong at home. And so once I felt like I was strong enough at home to progress back to the gym, then I did make that change. But I made smaller goals at home of what I was going to do to progress and gain strength at home. And so I would work out just 15 minutes a day. And sometimes it was 5 minutes a day because I've got lots of children running in and out. And if you work out at home, you know it's very, very difficult. But that allowed me to get stronger. And as I progressed, and I also saw that lifting weights, smaller weights at home was really beneficial, I was able to gain confidence to set bigger goals. I will also say this, if you are needing to lower your body fat percentage, when I was very, very nervous because I was completely in the red of my body fat percentage, I looked up online numerous articles about losing body fat percentages, how to go down, how to lower your points. And everything I read was so daunting. Everything said, oh, it would just take years to lower it, and they were just very negative. And I lowered mine very rapidly over the course of about 4 to 6 months of intermittent fasting and the ketogenic diet. I drastically lowered mine. I would have to go back and make sure, but I think I dropped mine between 6 to 8 percentage points. So my body composition dropped drastically and my weight dropped drastically. I went from that 120 to 123 weight to 107 pounds. So that was a huge change. Now, that was good for my body type because I'm somewhat petite, but then I needed to get strong from that point forward, because being strong is just as important as having healthy insides. So if you are trying to lose those body fat percentages, don't look at some of the things that people say online that are so negative about losing your body fat percentages. Focus on the things that you find that work for you. For me, it was intermittent fasting, and we'll talk about that more on another blog and podcast more in depth. So guys, I really hope that these tips are helpful for your fitness and wellness journey. And again, if you have any feedback, I'd love for you to meet up with me on Instagram, Pinterest, or on TikTok. I hope that you all have a really blessed day. I hope that you're motivated to pursue your dreams and to just remember how strong you are inside. No matter how your body feels today, how your mind feels today, know that deep inside you is a lioness. And when you let her out, she's going to drive you forward to all of the dreams and goals that you have. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you next time. Goodbye.